What up, everyone? It's Rat Trap here. Welcome back. We're live on Twitch right now. Got juicy little tidbits for you on the new Voruna augment, Prey of Dynar. And I was going to make a little quick build guide before it comes out here in about 30 minutes. So this is going to be a really short one. But we're going to just cut to the chase and get right to it. But before we do, make sure you're subbed to the channel and fire off a like if you're into the Warframe content, or you got any ideas or want to see anything, just let me know in the comments below and we'll work on it together. So here on Voruna, this augment just came out along with the new Gyre augment, Hildren augment, we got Voruna, and we got a Grindel augment. So, Prey of Dynar says, Shroud of Dynar augment, increase an enemy's damage vulnerability by 50%. Using Fangs of Raksh on enemy increases its spread radius by 150%. There was just an update today that fixed the range on this. It was obviously broke. I had tested this out right when the augment came out, and it was proccing elemental statuses. It still goes through walls, but they just shrunk the range down, so it's not as crazy as it was. The only range mod I have on here is overextended, and then we're going to negate the negative ability of strength with molt augmented, so we'll get our 60% strength up after 250 kills. Put a lot of strength on here. We got blind rage, precision intensify, and we have no helmet on here, so we're using both of Voruna's augments on this one. Ulfrin's Endurance is her 4th ability, and this says during Ulfrin's attacks, enemies that die from slash status within 20 meters restore Voruna's charges. So we're going to use both of these. Some people are going to put Roar and forget about her 4th ability, which is fine. Some people are going to use Nourish if you're level capping, depending. I think this build, Voruna, is great for early on Steel Path. I remember when I first started getting into Steel Path, I was using any frames that stayed invisible, like Loki, Ivara, and I had like the Natterrook at the time. So as I was easing my way into Steel Path, I was more comfortable using frames that cloaked me in invisibility, just until I got used to Steel Path itself. So Voruna is a good one because her 1st ability allows you to go invisible, but you break your invisibility when you use your weapons. But since we're using our abilities instead of our weapons, we're not going to be going uninvisible. The only time we're going to break our invisibility is when this times out, and all we do is just hit the button again and go back invisible. Her 3rd ability, this is her subsumed ability that the Helminth will have, is Lycus Hunt. And this her whole kit right now synergizes really well around the augments. All her abilities work together really good, because what you're going to see is on the Fangs of Raksh, the augment is going to mark an enemy. They're going to be highlighted in your energy color. You're going to cast your 2nd ability, Fangs of Raksh, on them, and you're going to see like this cool little glyph on the ground of the jaws on the ground. And once you proc that enemy with the status, we're going to use her 4th ability and wipe them out, and you'll see all that status spread to the rest of the enemies. The way we're going to keep our charges up is by the new pet rework. So we're going to use a Vulpaphyla. Before this, we kept our charges up by getting our slash procs with Aqua Blades. We don't no longer need Aqua Blades anymore, especially after the pet work. The pet's going to put slash on us, and that's how we're going to keep our charges up. And our energy economy, since it's down at 45, will be okay because of her 3rd ability. Lycus Hunt, to sustain the pack, enemies killed by melee attacks drop health orbs, and enemies killed by headshots drop energy orbs. Increase the durations of Lycus Hunt by killing enemies affected by 5 or more statuses. That is not a problem with her because of her 2nd ability. it's going to put multiple statuses on enemies. You're going to see it. It's a beautiful thing. And it also causes slash damage. So our Vulpaphyla will be doing slash and heat and viral. And we'll be doing a little bit of slash. So our charges will be just fine. Arcane energized, so we don't have to worry about anything. We're good to go. I just put, this is the only range mod. This is plenty of range for what we're doing. On the Vulpaphyla build right here, so we got this new update where we have claws now that we get to forma in like 15 different animals. Lots of fun. Which is awesome because now they are a lot stronger. So this is the build I put on Prometheus here. We got precision conditioning. It's just more slash damage. Maul for more melee damage. Bite for crit chance and crit damage. You can get this on Cervantes on Earth and using the destroying the Kubro dens. Take like a Necros or a Hydroid with you, and then have a mod drop booster, and you'll eventually get this if you don't have it. And then Burning Claws for more status, heat damage, immunity resistance for status damage. That's kind of like our Elementalist mod, but for the pets. And then Bloodthirst, it keeps the cat or the dog alive. When it takes damage, you get health back per slash hits. And then Hunter's Synergy will give us more critical chance on our Vulpaphyla, as long as you have a weapon that has high crit chance itself. So with her, I'm just using the Kuvazar. We're not going to be using it at all. We have 107% crit chance on it. I could switch to, let's see, the Dread. The Dread, if we go and use that, let's see what build we have. Let's just use the one with the new augment. It's got 261.7 crit. If we went here and switch this one to it as well and go back to our Vulpaphyla, his crit is going to be on his claws 201.7. So definitely when you're using the Hunter Synergy mod, your primary kind of becomes a stat stick for your pet. So make sure you're rocking a weapon that has a lot of critical chance on it. Yeah. I'm curious. My Paris Prime. I'm a bow person, by the way. I do like my bows. Paris Prime. Let's go here. 254%. And if we switch to this one, we would be, oh, that one's different compared to the Paris. So 254%. Oops. Puts us at 184. So yeah, I'll switch to the Paris Prime to get as much crit chance as I can for my Vulpaphyla. Or the Dread, I mean. And then we're gonna get right into some gameplay here on Steel Path. 314, back to the Unseen Dread. There we go. It's got the wrong faction mod, but that's okay. We'll be alright. Alright. So the claws are at rank 0. We're gonna level them up in the game. Make sure we are on the right build. No helmet. Yes. Alright, let's go to Titan. These two augments work really well together. You're just gonna teeter-totter back and forth from doing your second ability and then wiping them out with your fourth ability. And the Panzer's just going to be adding more status on top of
to truly master
Voruna's status. It looks really good. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to drop a pizza pad real quick. Charge up on the energy. go. Okay, let's start it up. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to go invisible. We're gonna hit our first ability.
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
And then we're gonna hit our third ability. You'll see an enemy get highlighted. There he is right there. We're gonna hit him. And then we're gonna go use our fourth ability. Another highlighted enemy. We're gonna proc him with the second, hit him with the fourth. And just watch everything pretty much disappear on the map. Go back invisible. You see that cool little glyph on the ground? That's from the augment. And like I said, the only time you're gonna break your invisibility is when your time's out. And look at all the status on the enemies, and they're just gonna die. Go back invisible. Another enemy right here. The only thing I've noticed, it's kind of different than before this update today. It was a lot easier to hit the enemy that's highlighted when the enemies are grouped up. It's kind of off right now. I noticed like you aim for that enemy and you go to hit them with the things of rash, and you hit the enemy next to him. So I don't know if that's just me or if something's a little off. And this is great. I mean, you could use it for early still path gameplay. You could use it for pretty much anything. You're gonna be good with this build. I'm saying it's very easy to get a hold of Voruna. You know, you just gotta do conjunction survival missions on Lua, and then you can get parts from that mission itself. And then whatever you don't get, you go see Archimedean Yanta on the Zerman and get the rest of the parts, get arcanes, get her weapons, and build them, and you're good to go. So she's not a hard frame to get.
Life support incoming.
She was like, you see her health is 666. She was one of the Halloween frames that came out, I think 2 years ago, around this time. So yeah, I'm glad they showed her some love. This augment is really good. And as you can see, it's my charges are staying up. We're at 10 times. And we just go around stalking the enemy and doing damage. And then you don't have to wait for a highlighted enemy. You can cast it on anything. You can just do your thing if you want. It just spreads more when you get a highlighted enemy. And that's kind of the computer just doing its thing. Go back invisible. Yeah, it's really crazy to see all that status being applied on the enemies here like that, and it just travels. And yeah, I mean, you can sacrifice things off this build to put more range on her. That'd be great if they came out with some range augments, but they don't exist yet. And I heard that 5 arcanes were supposed to come out, so maybe one of the arcanes will be like a range mod, kind of like multi-augmented, but for range. And the acolyte down. See, it targeted that enemy instead of the one that was highlighted.
Additional life support has arrived.
I don't know. But it still works good. go. Oh yeah.
The raid is off.
Super
to a
smooth,
successful start.
super easy to make,
Extraction is
to
available
do.
if you need it.
It's good. It's a really easy build, and it's fun. It's just, I don't know. You know, it's like one of those builds that's just rewarding to see what the chain reaction of everything just dropping to the floor. I mean, that's a lot of status. So your third ability will stay up. Your energy economy will never go down. You'll be good to go. And that's pretty much it for the build. Very strong build. And as for Archon shards on Voruna, I just went with all duration. All her shards on her are duration shards. I didn't put strength on her. It seems to be enough strength for me. Look at that. Look at all that status that just got spread. That's awesome. So you can, instead of using your fourth ability, keep hitting them with the fangs and applying more status, and then kill them, you know, kind of put more status on them before it spreads around. Go back invisible. Our claws are ranked up, so we're going to go ahead and exfil. Yeah, and the pets are so much stronger now. The Vulpaphilas are nastier. They were already pretty good. They were already very nasty. I remember when I first used a Vulpaphyla, I was like, dang. You know, everything just dies so much quicker. But they've gotten better. Spread more status. So I would go with Assassin's Posture because it prioritizes Eximus. Your companion will attack Eximus, and it gives him like 300-something% damage to Overguard. But I went with Frenzy Posture just so he's kind of applying his statuses on multiple enemies, the slash, the heat. And that seemed, I like it better with the Vulpaphyla with this build. I think it works better when he's just kind of attacking anything he wants to. Got Torment. Here. Alright, he's done. And we're slowly making our way to Expo. It's a lot of fun. I definitely would try the build out, see what you think of it. Let me know in the comment section below if there's anything you would tweak on it, or if you would subsume an ability and not use her fourth ability. But I think everything pairs really well, where you don't really need to subsume anything on her. This is fine how she is. Her kit just synergizes with the augments and the rest of her abilities really well. So if you're going to use Hunter Synergy on your companion, just make sure you have a weapon, a primary with high crit chance, and you're good to go. And yeah, that is the new augment for Voruna. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, because that was pretty dang fun. Prey of Dynar, Ulfrin's Endurance, have them both on there. And this is the build I was just using. No helmet ability subsumed. All her default kit right there. And yep, have fun with it. And that'll be it. I'll catch you in the next video. If you guys got any questions, just let me know in the comments below, and I will see you soon. We'll be back on for sure Sunday for Shard Sunday, so catch us on Weekly Reset. We'll do Elite, Deep Archimedia. They've been doing the assassination a lot, so twice in a row, I think. So I don't know, we might get it again. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll talk to you later. All right. Sholah, Surah. Bye-bye.